season, and it's not even December. Great serve by Faldudo. McGrew the swing, a high carom off the Penn State block. Kennedy Martin's first swing is dug by Claire Amaral, the do-everything setter for Iowa. Charday Van Zant is turned away, and that's how Penn State opens the scoring. So both of these teams roll into this Saturday night volleyball showdown on the heels of a back-to-back. Penn State was on the road in Lincoln last night. They were swept by the Big Ten champion Nebraska Cornhuskers. And Charday Van Zant puts that one away successfully to tie up the first set.
Now this is going to be a big story today. This right side for Penn State, the left side for Iowa. Obviously, anytime you play Penn State, you know you got a 6'6" Kennedy Martin over there. So it's going to be interesting how Iowa defensively and offensively uses or maybe stays away from Kennedy Martin.
It's a service error there for Alexandra Stojanovic, a sophomore from Serbia. There's Katie Schumacher-Cauley. Her teams saved their best for last, especially last year, of course, winning the national championship, but especially also in the regular season. They do very well in November. Tipped over by Gabrielle Nichols of Penn State. McGrew, a swing, it's long, 3-1 Penn State. Iowa had its senior night last night in a 4-set victory over Ohio State to give them 6 wins in the Big Ten, their most since 2016. Past the pin, and McGrew is turned away. The Penn State block shuts down Gia McGrew. Jim Barnes and the Iowa Hawkeyes 1 win away from a 500 finish, which would also be their best season since 2016. And Iowa has never, ever beaten Penn State in volleyball. 0 for 60. Great dig by Grimes on the swing by Van Zant. And Selman with the swing, and a point awarded to Penn State after the net violation on Iowa. So Penn State on a 4-0 scoring run here. And Jillian Grimes with the serve. Amaral sets Van Zant. Grimes hunts it down. Selman, a roll shot pushed up by Moisio. Van Zant down the line, but out. Point Penn State. Jillian Grimes of Penn State, professional level, closing in on 1,600 digs. As a Penn State Nittany Lion, of course, a national champion, a 3-year libero for this legendary program. Nichols the swing in the middle out of the timeout, and Penn State keeps right on rolling. They've ripped off 6 straight points. Grimes still serving, second team all Big Ten last year, and over 400 digs in her senior campaign, but Iowa finally with a side out on the Grimes service error.
Now, when you see Jillian Grimes, anytime that she plays, she is, if you want to be a Division I libero, you got to watch how Grimes plays, right? She has 27 service aces on the year, but you just see her roll off a couple of runs for her team because she's so purposeful. She knows what her job is, and she's able to execute it.
She's not the only MLV draft pick on the court tonight. Iowa setter number 4, Claire Amaral, who tees up Charday Van Zant, also drafted into the major league ranks.
And here you see why, right? She's able to square her body around the ball, perfect in-tempo set, able to grab number 8, the middle blocker for Penn State, just a little bit late, and Charday Van Zant is able to take advantage.
Kennedy Martin down the line, but out. Point Iowa. Hawkeyes trying to creep back in this first set. When Claire Amaral was drafted, her head coach Jim Barnes put out this tweet. And he told us today, Anna, that ever since Amaral stepped into the program at the beginning of last season as a Central Michigan transfer, he's been telling everybody who will listen that she's one of the best setters in the country, and she was injured for a large portion of last season. This season, she's really gotten to show what she can do.
No, he said it best. She has more weapons than any setter in the country. She is offensive, and she's able to be offensive at the right place in the right time.
Penn State up 4 in the first, and an out-of-system swing for Kennedy Martin. Claire Amaral, very offensive, She has 2 games of 10+ kills as a setter. She's got 1 here tonight.
And that's exactly what we just said, right? So watch Penn State, watch what's going on their defense, right? She understands that right area of the court, that in between area 1 and area 6, totally open. But let me tell you, that corner, it's a really low percentage shot. The fact that she's able to attack that, amazing.
Selman with the tool shot kill for Penn State. And look at the list of double-doubles in Big Ten play among setters. Claire Amaral with 9. Here are setters, excuse me. You saw Kennedy Martin on that list as well on the right side. But Amaral with over 1.4 kills per set, far and away most among setters in the Big Ten. And Iowa responds with a tool shot kill of its own. 9-6, Penn State still in the lead. But the kills that Amaral gets, Anna, they're not just by catching the defense napping. I mean, it is in some cases, even an in-system type swing. Here's Martin. Amaral, a conventional play, sets up Alyssa Worden, and boy, that ball got down in a hurry. Point Iowa.
I mean, the tempo Claire Amaral puts on this ball, look at how fast it is. Watch Penn State's middle blocker, unable to close that.
And a Whittingstall with the serve. Having a great season at the middle blocker position for Iowa. That ball is down. Point Penn State. Caroline Juravicius with the kill for Penn State, her first. And believe it or not, we are still waiting on a kill for Kennedy Martin in this match. Amaral tries to dump it over, and Penn State was not fooled that time. Point Nittany Lions.
And this is one of those, I mean, fabulous serve for Penn State. But you look at the pass, it's a little bit close, and that's where Claire Amaral, I don't mind it. She's up, she's aggressive, but she usually gets that, and then she'll go up and she'll try again. She doesn't get discouraged anytime that she gets stuffed.
A big swing right there for Gabrielle Nichols of Penn State. The freshman from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, now serves for the Nittany Lions. She serves Moisio, the Iowa libero, and Van Zandt from the back row with a power tip. Point Iowa. Amaral back to serve now. And she serves Juravicius down the line. Overpass. And the play blown dead, a net violation on Penn State. Amaral serves Juravicius again. A good pass from Juravicius, who gets it back on the left side. Blocked on the roll shot. Worden, the bump set to Amaral. McGrew puts it down. Point Iowa.
Great set distribution from Claire Amaral. Now look at this. High to the middle of the court. Claire Amaral says, okay, I can run my offense from there. Just awesome execution from Gia McGrew as well, going down the line.
And an ace serve for a lot of Big Ten teams represented.
No, it's one of those where, I mean, this is the best conference, the strongest conference in the country. And if I could have it my way, every single team would be getting into the tournament, because you look at the bottom and they're still putting up a fight against some of the best, maybe mid-major schools.
Well, it took a little longer than we expected, but Kennedy Martin gets her first kill of the match to put Penn State up 2 here in the first. And remember, she is trying to wrap up the Big Ten kills per set lead for good with an effective match here tonight. That's put down in the back corner by Alyssa Worden. But we've got it all mapped out for you, or maybe mathed out for you, for Kennedy Martin to seal the kills per set title in the Big Ten this year. In a 3-set match, she would need 10 kills. 16 if the match goes 4, 21 if the match goes 5. To win the kills per set title over Mimi Collier of Wisconsin. Van Zandt with the kill there, and we'll remind you that Collier's regular season is over. Wisconsin wrapped up its schedule last night with a win against Minnesota in Minneapolis. Worden serves for Iowa. Addie Lyon throws it to Kennedy Martin, and there's number 2 for Martin.
Great decision from Addie Lyon to throw it to their go-to In this rotation, Kennedy Martin pulling out and hitting on that left side pin. Great tempo, uses the 6'6" reach to put it into no man's land. No way anybody can get under this ball, especially after such a high momentum attack, out of system kill from Iowa.
Falduto with the serve for Penn State. After Stojanovic turned away in the middle, Charday Van Zandt is currently your match leader in kills. She's got 5 already.
I like the decision from Claire Amaral too. She's going to Van Zandt on the outside. Look, she's got 44 and 18. Kennedy Martin, Maggie Mendelson, 6'5" and 6'6". And Van Zandt is winning these battles.
Here's Martin. Down it goes in front of Amaral. And Kennedy Martin finding her rhythm here. 3 kills in relatively short order.
Now, when you have Martin and Mendelson front row for Penn State, it's going to be interesting schematically to see what Iowa is doing up at the net. The off blocker on the right side is going to have to read. They want to put as many hands as they can in front of Kennedy Martin.
Well, Charday Van Zandt shut down by Penn State. The Nittany Lions clinging to a lead here in the first.
I look this, so disciplined, right? It's one thing to be 6'6". Yeah, you can just throw your hands up, but you still got to put up a disciplined block and be athletic, and that's one thing that Kennedy Martin is able to do. You see right there an athletic play, the junk up at the tape, at the net. That's hard. That's even hard to do when you're 6'6". So it speaks to just the quality and the level that Kennedy Martin is able to play at.
She makes it look easy, but it's not. As Grimes puts it in play, Moisio throws it to Van Zandt. Point Iowa. Charday Van Zandt. Head coach Jim Barnes called her one of the most fun players he's ever had the privilege of coaching. Grad senior. Her only season with the Hawkeyes will be this year. Came in from Chattanooga and has had a fabulous season in the Big Ten. Grimes offers a free ball to Iowa. Amaral for Van Zandt. That has been the go-to connection here tonight. 7 kills in the first set for Charday Van Zandt.
Van Zandt just under 6 feet winning these battles. Look at that set from Claire Amaral. Leaves her on a one-on-one matchup up there on that left side for Iowa.
Kennedy Martin with a roll shot. Amaral underneath it. Moisio for Van Zandt, who's had the hot hand in the first for the Hawkeyes. Martin and a great dig made by Jamie Marquardt. Van Zandt and a great dig by Falduto. Selman swings long. Point Iowa. And they tie it up here in the first.
All defense starting with Marquardt in the right back off of 6'6" Kennedy Martin. That's got to feel good. And then Van Zandt, Ava Falduto plays that left back. And then with Penn State, libero Jillian Grimes plays that middle back. I love it. Ava Falduto has such range.
Catches the Penn State defense napping. That's her second kill.
Run too, but that's what makes Claire Amaral Claire Amaral.
Marquardt serves short, and Gabrielle Nichols says, give it right back to me. Nichols with her second kill. Turning into a very entertaining first set. Back and forth we go after Penn State scored 7 of the first 8 points in the first. With an ace serve, and she has done that aplenty as well this season.
The
42.
Angle, watch the angle at which this comes, right? It drops last minute, so you really have to put a strong platform on the ball and hold.
Single season career high for Martin in service aces this season. She's a junior. Lyon sets up Selman, and down it goes. Timeout, Iowa. They burn their second and final timeout. Kills with 570 coming into tonight. If this match goes 5 sets, she could have a shot at 600 kills before the regular season ends. Swing right there from Karis Willow, the junior off the bench for Penn State. And a rare miss on the attack for Charday Van Zandt. Penn State with a big point out of the timeout there. Martin already has an ace in the match, her 42nd of the season. And she's got another. Kennedy Martin taking control of the first set late.
You knew she was going to do this, right? Watch this serve. It just goes, it goes, it goes. She's targeting Van Zandt. Van Zandt needs to go to transition. Awesome serve from Martin.
Penn State keeps it alive on the Van Zandt tip, but Amaral pockets her third kill of the set.
And this was great, right? You got to get out of this rotation. You got to side out. So Claire Amaral says, perfect. I'm going to take this and run with it. Again, puts a ball in no man's land into that undefendable part of the court. It's undefendable. Nobody's standing back there because it's such a low percentage shot.
Nichols on the slide. It was touched by Iowa. Point Penn State. They're 2 away from wrapping up the first set. Offense for defense for Penn State as Faldudo sits and Caroline Juravicius checks in the front row. Selman serves for the Nittany Lions. And here's Alyssa Worden who clubs that ball down. She's got 3 kills. Set point, Anna. Not quite. 2 away still for Penn State. Getting ahead of myself here. Free ball offered to Iowa. Worden puts that one down again. And it's 23-21.
I mean, Alyssa Worden has gotten so much better this season. She is such a heavy arm, so explosive. But look at the connection with Amaral. I mean, one-on-one matchup. She's going to win that every time.
Back row Martin. And now we have set point for Penn State.
Addie Lyons says, hey, let's get to set point. So who are we going to set? Of course, our go-to Kennedy Martin.
Penn State sends freshman DS Lexi Jin in to serve set point. Munciana product from Indianapolis. She has 2 aces on the season. Running serve, Moisio the pass. Amaral races underneath it. On the free ball, set up by Jocelyn Nathan, and a point for Iowa. Wow, Iowa was in skirmish mode after the serve, but they keep the set going.
Little bump kill, and that's why, you know what, you never send over just an easy free ball. You still risk it for the biscuit. That one kind of had my heart racing. I thought it was going to go out, kept going, but awesome game plan from Iowa.
So Amaral already with an ace in the set. Mendelson a tip, and that works. Penn State takes the first set, 25-22. Nittany Lions hit 382 in the set. Iowa hits 256, not enough. It was last season going into the NCAA tournament. You talk to anyone around this program, and they're gearing up for what they think will be another deep tournament run. Confident group.
Anything can happen with Penn State. It's just kind of the vibe when you are playing volleyball in that program, right? And this team, how they're built, they're so spunky. You got players like Jillian Grimes, right? She is just the heart and hustle of this team. How can you not make a deep tournament run potentially when you have players like that, plays like that coming from Maggie Mendelson?
So the teams exchange kills here to start the second set. Maggie Mendelson had the final point of the first set and the first point of the second set. And Sharday Van Zandt responds with her 8th kill of the night already. Stojanovic with the serve. And Martin with the swing. Point Penn State.
Great set distribution from Addie Lyon on this one. Emmy Selman takes care of business, but Stojanovic has a lethal serve. It paints the tape. It's fast, it's flat, it floats, and she's able to go from area 5 to 5, and it's really difficult to take care of.
Carmel Varez with the swing and the kill for Iowa, her first of the night.
The freshman, look at how whippy her arm is. Takes a big approach on that inside and then boom, paints that blocker outside arm to no man's land.
Emmy Selman, pass was a little bit off the net. Whittingstall runs the slide for Iowa. Kennedy Martin with a great dig. She averages over 2 per set. Another out-of-system swing for Selman, and Van Zant dumps it home. Ball was accidentally caught by Gabrielle Nichols for the Iowa point. Oh, so Sharday Van Zant with 364 kills coming in to lead Iowa, having a great night, going out on a high note. Whittingstall, and that eats up Faldudo. Iowa up 4-2 early in the second.
I mean, Whittingstall is so great off one foot, and the connection with Claire Amaral, she's able to just tool the block but also paint line. It's really lethal.
Almost an ace serve. And that's down in front of Jillian Grimes. This is becoming the Sharday Van Zant match. She has 10 kills already, and we're very early in the second set. 4 straight for Iowa. Jamie Marquardt serves again. Off the tape. And Lyon for the back row attacker, Kennedy Martin. Point Penn State.
Claire Amaral doing a great job of dispersing Iowa's offense. So what does Addie Lyon do when they get into a little bit of these issues, right? You see that potentially three-point lead that Iowa's about to take. Well, she sets Kennedy Martin. No matter where she is, Addie Lyon's going to find her on the court.
And comparing Kennedy to Mimi Collier in the race for the Big Ten kills per set crown, both so effective out of the back row, capable of racking up a kill count in any rotation. Selman, another serve for Penn State. Marquardt the pass. Whittingstall the swing. It's dug by Selman. Lyon for Juravicius. Marquardt the dig. Van Zant wallops the ball. Penn State effectively uses the block. And Addie Lyon, the Nittany Lions setter, with her first kill.
I love this. What a swing from Van Zant, but then Jillian Grimes takes care of business, stopped on contact, so she's able to read and react and kind of sets up Addie Lyon to go over on 2.
Penn State has tied the second set, but that tie is short-lived. Iowa regains the lead. Claire Amaral in the middle of it all.
So back and forth. Great serve from Penn State, but Claire Amaral just goes up and takes care of business. It doesn't have to be pretty, but she just is able to be so athletic up at the net.
Bomb of a serve for Van Zant. Martin, back row roll shot dug by Marquardt. Whittingstall on the slide. It's out of bounds. Point Penn State. Penn State won the first set 25-22. Second set back and forth as well. Amaral blocked. Caroline Juravicius and Maggie Mendelson in the middle.
Juravicius ready for this one. Watch her eyes, 14 and Mendelson 44. They both jump at the same time. You see that she's ready for that. Even just says, no, I don't care about Whittingstall's slide. I don't even care about that. Great execution, great reading and reacting from Caroline Juravicius.
Alyssa Worden puts away her 5th kill of the night to tie us back up at 7. But for Penn State, great to have Caroline Juravicius back. It's her 5th game back from an injury earlier in November, but Penn State as healthy as they've been, just in time for the postseason. That looks like a healthy swing for Juravicius, blocked well by Iowa. Lyon sets Mendelson in the middle. That's down in the back row. Point Penn State.
Maggie Mendelson really efficient on transition, able to put up a block defensively and then book it back to the 3-meter line to put up a really nice attack.
Lyon serves. Down the line, point Iowa. Worden again.
Now, Alyssa Worden, right, she's super explosive. She's got the heavy arm, but she's also got the ball control. You're not going to see the same shot twice from Worden. She's able, upon her approach, to see the block and pick and choose where she's going to attack.
Martin with the tip. Moisio for Varez, blocked. That's a point for Penn State. Ava Faldudo, arguably Penn State's most effective server. She's the libero in waiting once Jillian Grimes' career wraps up at the end of this season. And she starts what ultimately becomes a Penn State point. They grab a 2-point edge here in the second. Attack error on Worden gives Faldudo another crack at the serve. And it's an ace. Faldudo's 27th of the campaign.
Ava Faldudo, you mentioned she's going to take over for Jillian Grimes. I'm happy if I'm Katie Schumacher-Cauley on that one. You got nothing to worry about. As a libero or a defensive specialist, your job is to serve and pass and play defense, and she is great at all three of those.
Amaral for Stojanovic in the middle. Here's Selman, tipped down the line, Amaral underneath it. Worden denied. Martin and Mendelson. Martin checking in at 6'6", Mendelson only 6'5". Sports app, you know, many times in recent seasons, especially going into the final weekend of the regular season, we haven't been able to say who definitively the Big Ten champion will be. Nebraska takes care of business a little bit ahead of schedule this year. How about that? Danny Busboom-Kelly, the first coach to win a Big Ten title in her first season at the helm. What do you think? Could you boil it? Probably not, I'm guessing, but could you boil it down to one thing that has made Nebraska so dominant this season?
Yes, absolutely. Well, one, they got DBK back there. Look, we played DBK when she was the head coach at Louisville, and they're always crazy defensively sound as a team. I mean, Brad Keller said it when USC faced them a couple weeks ago. He said, you need to be putting up 9 kills in a rally in order to win. And even at that, Nebraska's picking up everything. But again, I mean, she already took a lethal offense and looked at Bergen Riley and said, I'm going to make you run this offense a half a step faster. So defensively, they're winning the match every single time. Offensively, they are impossible to stop.
Kennedy Martin's got 9 kills now, but just real quick, did you see the jacket that Danny Busboom?
I did.
What'd you think?
I'm obsessed. I'm in. And she's got the style. How could you not want to play for her? She's awesome.
Whittingstall, big swing in the middle for Iowa. Selman answers with a Penn State point. The update on Kennedy Martin, trying to clinch the Big Ten crown for kills per set. She's very much on pace to do that. If the match goes 3 sets, she would need just 1 more kill to ensure the Big Ten kills per set title this season. Iowa might have something to say about that yet, even though Penn State on a bit of a run here since we were tied at 8. The Hawkeyes have taken a lot of teams to 4 and 5 sets. In fact, no team in the country has played more 5-set matches than the Iowa Hawkeyes this season. Now they're 4 and 9 in those 5-set matches. But this is a team that has put up a fight just about every night in the Big Ten. Nothing they can do about Emmy Selman there, the Ohio State transfer.
And Emmy Selman uses her 6'4" reach. If you're at a court and you're a coach, right? If you're at, Anaheim Sports Complex in Southern California, you got 100 courts going on. Emmy Selman walks by, you're going, okay, who is she? I got to watch her. She is so physically special and dominant.
Van Zandt still with the game high in kills in this match. He's got 11.
Claire Amaral doing a nice job, really in-tempo set. Van Zandt on the same page as her, comes in and runs kind of like a gap. And Penn State just not ready for it.
Van Zandt serves now for Iowa. But to the point of Penn State's physicality, I mean, we've covered Penn State all season long, and yet when you see Caroline Juravicius swinging right there at 6'2", and then you've got Mendelson at 6'5". We haven't even seen Alexis Ewing at 6'4". Kennedy Martin 6'6". I mean, they throw a lot of height at you.
And that's why I think I will be a Penn State stan when they get to postseason play. They are built for the postseason. They are a gritty team, both defensively and offensively.
Worden, a tip. She read the defense beautifully. Worden is surging here. She's got 9 kills. Worden, midway through the season, was having a hard time getting off Jim Barnes' bench. And then on October 24th against Michigan State, she had a career-high 16 kills and 15 digs, and has really just taken the second half of the season by storm. Point Penn State. That one lands right in our lap.
No, and Alyssa Worden, here's the thing. She struggled a little bit on serve receive this year, but through the few times that I've been able to watch Iowa in serve and pass or practice or in a match, she has elevated. She's so mentally strong, and then she's able to go up at the net and put together different, really reach into that toolbox. So you talk about what solidified her spot in this starting lineup. It's focusing on serve receive, becoming that 6th rotation outside, and then also growing that toolbox and being able to watch her as she goes up to an approach. She's able to see the other side of the court extremely well.
Amaral sets Van Zandt out of the back row. It's out of bounds. Point Penn State, and the Nittany Lions slowly pulling away here in the second set. They hit the red zone. 20 have 4 wins against top 25 RPI teams, and Penn State one of them. So the resume is there.
The resume is there, and again, I mean, we were just talking about the size of this team, right? You think about sports like hockey, right? And you see teams kind of scrape into the playoffs. Are you built tough? Are you gritty? Are you built for the postseason? And this Penn State Nittany Lions team this year is built for the postseason.
Addie Lyon just aces up Iowa, serves long there to end the 4-0 run for Penn State. 21-14 now. Penn State a comfortable lead in the second. And they've got a setter in Addie Lyon, who has really come alive here in Big Ten play in particular. She's got a shot at 1,000 assists for the season, and this considering she wasn't the starting setter until the 3rd weekend of the season. Remarkable how she settled into the role.
She's got really nice tempo. Addie Lyon, super athletic, gets her feet to the ball no matter what, and then squares body to her pin. I mean, she's just technically really sound. All you aspiring Division I setters, just keep it simple, right? Just stick to the fundamentals, and that's what Addie Lyon has done, and that's what has allowed her to really elevate her game this season.
Mendelson with the pass to Martin. Point Penn State. How about an assist for the middle blocker Maggie Mendelson to give Kennedy Martin her 10th kill?
I mean, good luck defending this. Okay, out of system, middle set. Sure, Kennedy Martin able to take care of that ball.
That kill is significant for Martin because if this match ends in 3 sets, she will have the Big Ten kills per set crown. Worden drives it down the line. Worden's into double-digit kills.
Alyssa Worden doing a nice job against Kennedy Martin on the block. Now Martin doing a nice job transitioning, puts up a closed block, but Worden, again, we talked about reaching into that toolbox. Her toolbox really showing.
She's hitting .467 on the night. Fares blocked out of bounds. Point Iowa. Fares, the freshman from Estonia, has gotten to 10+ kills 16 times this season, but has hit negative in her last 2. Martin attacks long. And Iowa on a mini run here. Still very much a long shot in this set, but if you're playing for big picture momentum, Iowa is seizing control. Worden with an ace serve. Blocked, and Iowa keeps surging 23-20.
I mean, great serve. So then the blockers for Iowa know where the ball is going. The ball's going to Selman out on that left side pin. So again, great execution by Iowa as a team, defensively up at the net, but then Alyssa Worden going 5-1, area 5, 2-1. We have a saying in volleyball, left is right, right is wrong. So it's really hard to pass on your right side.
Moisio calls for it. Free ball for Penn State. What can they do with it? Mendelson ends the Iowa run at 6. Mendelson to the bench. Penn State has set point in a second set that got a whole lot closer than many of the people inside Extreme Arena, at least on the Penn State bench, predicted. Stojanovic with the kill in the middle for Iowa. She goes back to serve for Iowa.
I got to see her in person for the first time this season. I think either of those two, if they both got some sort of nod, that would be proper. That would be accurate. But I got to go with Harper Murray on that outside. I have to. She's my OH too, because I think if she was anywhere else in the country, her numbers would be crazy. But because Nebraska's got such a balanced offense, she's so good.
What about someone like Carter Booth at middle blocker, as Maggie Mendelson destroys the ball for Penn State?
Well, see, I had Maggie Mendelson. I had Carter Booth also on my sheet to talk about here. They were also kind of my nods. But my thing is I don't think Rebecca Alec gets enough love. The stats are there, and then you see her play, and she's scary. I would not want to play up against her. She is so physical at the net. And then Andy Jackson, obviously, she's in the Player of the Year running. She is so good offensively and defensively. I mean, last night against Penn State, put on a show.
Well, it's certainly hard to disagree with anything, but all I have to say is thank goodness that Mimi Collier and Kennedy Martin don't play the same position, because you can put both of them on your first-team All-Big Ten list and not worry about...
That was the easy one, right?
That was the easy one. However, it will be almost impossible to distinguish them for Player of the Year, either in the Big Ten or nationally. I'm glad I don't have that pressure on my shoulders.
Hey, you're telling me, and I think the argument is there for either of them, right? With Kennedy, she doesn't pull back and pass on serve receive. Mimi Collier does. And if you look at Mimi Collier, the thing is you got to take into consideration what Collier was doing at Oregon. You know, she's had the best setters that I've seen in person between Charlie Furbringer and Hannah Pukas back at Oregon, but she didn't pass at Oregon, and now she's become that 6th rotation player at Wisconsin. So I'll get off my soapbox because I could really have a whole TED talk on this one, but I'm excited to see them come out. I'm excited to see the end of season awards.
Following a Jamie Marquardt ace, Penn State ends a 3-0 scoring run for Iowa. 4-2 now in the third set. Now or never for the Hawkeyes in a bid to send this match to a 4th set. Penn State's taken the first two, 25-22, 25-21. Service error, Kennedy Martin. Jim Barnes will say goodbye to some really good players this season. Setter Claire Amaral, Sharday Van Sant, who serves here, but he believes he has a good core of returning players coming back for Iowa to build on the momentum they've gained this year. Alyssa Worden. The ball was thumped off the block and out of bounds. Point Iowa.
What a play from Iowa, starting with this dig. Look at this, Kennedy Martin out of the back row. Sharday Van Sant getting under that one, and then Alyssa Worden ends up getting blocked, but Claire Amaral and company still fighting on that.
It's at 1 Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. You can also watch on the Fox Sports app. Nichols the swing, Moisio the dig in front of her own personal cheering section. Kennedy Martin, roll shot. Iowa trying to keep the momentum going out of the timeout. And they do. Point Hawkeyes, 4 straight.
I mean, this is the toolbox we're talking about with Alyssa Worden. She's able to go 4-4. Watch this. Claire Amaral out, so we're going out of system. Boom. She's able to tool the block. Just before this, she was able to go 4-4. Ava Falduta with an awesome dig, but you're not going to see the same shot twice from Worden.
Emmy Selman halts the Iowa rally. Selman is having a good match. 7 kills for the Penn State co-captain. Selman back to serve. Member of the Big Ten All-Freshman team is an Ohio State Buckeye. Her career high in kills remains a 27-kill showdown against Penn State last year. Point Penn State there. The swing was long for Iowa. Selman will serve again. Amaral for Worden. Cross-court kill. Worden is just 3 kills away from her career high.
And Claire Amaral says, hey, I know you missed this last one, so let's get you going again. A little bit tight to the net, but Worden and Amaral in that unspoken communication, telepathic, if you will.
Whittingstall with a lob of a serve. Back row, Kennedy Martin just comes flying in with authority. "11 kills for Martin. And if this ends in 3, she will have the Big Ten title for kills per set. Amaral picks up the kill for Iowa. Five kills for Claire Amaral. A couple of jousts at the net in that point.
Claire Amaral winning this against Maggie Mendelson. Not winning on the height advantage, but Amaral just super high volleyball IQ, really disciplined up at the net. And then again, we've been saying this all night, so athletic.
You saw the 5 kills, the 9 digs. She has 2 triple doubles on the season. And the longer this match goes, the greater her chances are of a 3rd triple double. Mendelson on the slide.
Mendelson somehow finding a way past Alyssa Warden on this one, goes outside the block. Just a really nice connection with Addie Lyon,
who now serves for Penn State. Stojanovic to the back row. Point Iowa.
Stojanovic grabbing her 3rd kill of the night. Another player in her sophomore year who has really elevated offensively this year.
Warden nearly with an ace serve. Mendelson almost had the kill for Penn State. Both teams hanging on for dear life. What a swing by Amaral and the dig by Jocelyn Nathan. Martin turned away. This turning into a very entertaining point. Flores dumps it over on the right side.
I mean, sure, out of system, yeah, I'm going to just throw it up there, and Claire Amaral is going to put up an attack deep to the court that forces Penn State to be a little out of system too. Iowa doing an extremely great job of protecting the tape.
Van Zandt got it back off the block and took care of it. No, I'm sorry, a net violation on Van Zandt. Point Penn State.
It was so close. Oh my gosh. I mean, staying physical, though, up at the tape, right? Back-to-back points, even though Iowa doesn't get away with the point on this rally. I mean, back-to-back points where Iowa is the undersized group with the 3 up at the net, and they're still winning those tape battles.
Stojanovic has got a keen eye for the back row. She tucks that one in as well.
I mean, when you teach middles how to attack, this is the area that you're teaching them where to go, to the corners. Nobody's back there. Again, low percentage shot. So Stojanovic able to execute on that. That's huge.
Overpass. Whittingstall with a great block up front. Selman able to tool the block for the Penn State point. Iowa has never beaten Penn State in volleyball, seeking their first win against Penn State in program history. Now, interestingly enough, last season they took a set off a Penn State team that did not drop. The freshman middle, and Lyon, the 5'9" setter. Don't have to be tall to block.
You do not, especially when you got Nichols 6'2" next to you. But watch everybody's eyes locked in on Van Zandt. Super textbook execution.
How about the Penn State block? 10-1 on Iowa, but Charday Van Zandt not impressed. She's got 13 kills.
And that was a huge momentum point that Penn State won. You saw their bench got a little crazy here in the arena. It got a little loud for Penn State, given their bench is so active. So this is huge for Iowa to side out, get back at the service line, and reset, keep the lead.
Martin from the back row, a roll Middle shot, and a dandy. Kills for Kennedy Martin. 5.38 kills per set coming in. Trying to win the Big Ten scoring crown in her first season in the Big Ten, and she's great keeping the ball up as well as she helps save that point for Penn State.
I mean, you got to worry about Kennedy Martin in the back room now, but you also got Caroline Juravicius, who has a big, heavy arm, but still that ball control, able to see the court and see the block extremely well.
5 kills for Juravicius. Alyssa Worden took a bite out of the block, and it landed way past the back row. That had a lot of carom on it.
A little bit of a miscommunication. Moisio somehow putting up a perfect 5 feet in from the sideline, 5 feet off the net, out of system set for Worden.
Ace serve, Hannah Whittingstall. That's the 6th ace of the match for the Hawkeyes.
I mean, why not? Whittingstall, no movement on this ball, hits the seam right in between two players, which causes confusion, which causes miscommunication. Perfect serve from Whittingstall.
She is one of the players that Jim Barnes is really excited to build around next year. Program record 129 blocks this season for Iowa. That's a rally era program record for the Hawkeyes, rally scoring era. Long swing, Penn State, point Iowa. They lead by 6. Joust at the net, it's on Iowa's side. Worden sets her feet. Lyon tries the dunk. Joust, and Nichols wins it for Penn State.
Gabrielle Nichols, just her elevation this year, volleyball IQ, and just the mind-body connection. It's exemplary right here on this play, right? That tape play, that junk, so hard to stay disciplined.
Amaral winds up and drills it off the block. Forget about Claire Amaral.
And she knows when to do this. Right place, right time. Nobody on Penn State's defense is ready for it. They're all kind of, oh, wait, she hasn't done that in a while. Oh, yeah, that's right. And there's no libero in. Jillian Grimes isn't in because Nichols was in serving. So the libero's job in that case is to say, hey, setter's live, setter can dump, watch her dump.
6 kills for Caroline Juravicius, member of the Big Ten All-Freshman team last season. Hitting .417, just 1 error on 12 swings for Juravicius. Wow, what a save by Penn State. Varez on the run. And the play whistled down because of a net violation.
Look at the bench. The bench was freaking out of that one. Look at this Kennedy Martin transition. Okay, 1 hand, sure. Okay, 2 hands. Now what? How does this get over from Kennedy Martin? This is unbelievable. And a great free ball at that takes Claire Amaral out. So then it's an out-of-system play for Iowa.
Almost like they drew it up that way. Varez with the swing there. Iowa trying to keep Penn State at arm's length. First time Iowa has hit the 20-point mark first in a set. The Worden serve is passed by Jocelyn Nathan. And the kill for Kennedy Martin. $14 kills for Martin, who has hit 20 kills in a match 15 times this season. Basically, half of Penn State's total match count this season. Grimes the dig. And the point for Stojanovic and the Hawkeyes.
This has got to feel good if you're Stojanovic. Great play from Addie Lyon and Maggie Mendelson on the back quick. But Stojanovic says, yeah, you can't fool me. I'm ready for that. Awesome execution and discipline.
That's an error, but not by much on the Stojanovic serve.
And this is exactly where you want to be if you're Penn State. Down by 4 with your best server back at the service line. Not necessarily rattling off aces, but forcing Iowa out of system.
What a play by Greta Schlichter on the dig for Iowa. Came off the block. Roll shot Grimes. Whittingstall to swing. Faldudo tees up Martin. And Schlichter can't quite save that one. Point Penn State.
He's ever coached, and she has more weapons than any setter in the country. I got to agree with him, right? She has the ability to disrupt the defense and make good decisions. It's all about making those decisions at the right time.
Big block for Penn State. Selman on the pin, Nichols in the middle. Claire Amaral became the first player in Iowa program history drafted into Major League Volleyball. 22nd overall by the Omaha Supernovas. Now, in case you forgot, the general manager of the Omaha Supernovas, a guy by the name of John Cook, former Nebraska Hall of Fame coach. Well, he and Jim Barnes have a friendly relationship, and John Cook called Jim Barnes this season whether they make the tournament or not. And it'll be a little bit different for Penn State starting the NCAA tournament away from Rec Hall. Amaral sets up Van Zandt, blocked out of bounds. Big point for Iowa out of the timeout, up 22-20.
Neither Iowa or Penn State going down without a fight, but Van Zandt gets the last laugh. Kennedy Martin just angled a little bit out of the court, has to angle her hands inside the court to not get tooled on that block.
Kennedy Martin, an attack error. That hasn't happened a ton tonight, just her third error on 34 swings. And Iowa 2 points away from sending us to the fourth. Marquardt has served well tonight for Iowa. A team best 35 aces on the season. Martin drills that one. A little bit of a stare down after that point, I think just because of the errant swing the last time. She made sure that one landed in play.
Oh, I love that. I love the team reaction. Go back, go replay that one and pay attention to Jillian Grimes looking at Kennedy Martin after that kill.
She will be the Big Ten leader in kills per set if this ends now in either 3 or 4 sets. Whittingstall blocked, great dig, Marquardt. Van Zandt, the tip, put up by Faldudo. To the pin, Selman. What a dig by Schlichter. Van Zandt swings long, but a touch. Point Iowa. Set point Hawkeyes.
Great decision from Claire Amaral. Look at this, and Van Zandt just gets Willow's hands, fingertips just a little bit. Great execution in time to block from Penn State, but Van Zandt getting the last laugh.
15 kills for Sharday Van Zandt. She has reached double-digit kills in 21 of Iowa's 30 matches.
I think Jim Barnes just double-checking how many subs he has left and who's actually back at serve, because again, you don't want a rotational error at this point in the match.
Got to dot the I's and cross the T's. Selman keeps the set going. 24-22. And a net violation called on Iowa anyway. Set point number 2 for Iowa now, and Karis Willow has checked into the game for Penn State with Emmy Selman serving. Alyssa Worden is blocked, but a point for Iowa on Penn State's side. Iowa wins the set. A little bit of confusion, but we're going to the fourth after a 25-22 third set. Penn State and Iowa go 4 sets for the second year in a row. Iowa took Penn State to 4 at Rec Hall last season. And Van Zandt appropriately gets us started in the fourth.
You're seeing these two handle Kennedy Martin pretty well. I mean, you can't stop her. You can maybe contain her. Maybe I'd say 16 kills off 36 total attempts, 3 errors hitting for 361. Through 3 for Kennedy Martin is probably low numbers, dare I say. So those two just doing a really nice job of figuring it out and making Martin work for every single point, offensively or defensively.
Jillian Grimes, 133 games played in Penn State uniform, making her 93rd start at libero. Iowa with a quick side out to get Grimes off the line. Sharday Van Zant has opened the 4th with 2 kills for Iowa. Emmy Selman, dug by Claire Amaral. Moisio, the pass to Varez. Tips her own block, and Van Zant gets it over. Now Martin. Dug in the back row by Schlichter. Van Zant off balance, and what a dig by Faldudo. Here's Selman on the run. Amaral to the pin. Varez, no touch, and it's long. Point Penn State.
Great defensive effort from both sides of the net. Penn State ended up getting the last laugh on this one, but what an up from Schlichter, and then boom, Ava Faldudo comes flying in. It's a slugfest on both sides. Both defenses, though, really showing up.
2 kills and 2 errors for Iowa to start the 4th set. Now 3 kills, all for Sharday Van Zant, who's got 18 now on the night.
I think Iowa's doing a really nice job of adjusting to such a big block up at the net from Penn State, but you saw in that last rally, Penn State ends up getting the last laugh. You got huge Emmy Selman on that left side pin, forcing an attacking error from Iowa, and you've seen that as a theme all night as Emmy Selman is able to transition into offense, right? She's able to do it all, and it's a testament to, again, I've been saying this, gritty, postseason type team that Penn State is built to be.
Selman's been rock solid tonight. 10 kills, just 1 error to go along with 5 digs and 3 blocks. Puts it in play here from behind the service line and digs the swing by Whittingstall. Martin on the run. What a dig by Schlichter. It's an overpass. Penn State in system. And off the tip, Schlichter keeps it alive again. And the kill for Van Zant. Wow, what a point for Iowa.
I mean, it starts with defense for Iowa. Look at this, no block from Kennedy Martin, but Schlichter putting on a show. It's an overpass, but that's okay because it gives this Iowa defense enough time to transition. Van Zant comes in, out of system, takes an inside attack, ends up getting the point.
Great pass by Jocelyn Nathan on the serve down the line. Whittingstall slide, and a dig by Nathan in the back row. Juravicious the swing, put up by Van Zant. She wants it back. It goes to Worden instead. Last touch by Martin. And Iowa goes up 5-3 in the 4th. The Van Zant and Worden show for Iowa tonight. Worden now with 16 kills and is hitting .444. Martin from behind the 10-foot line. That is almost an overpass, but Amaral tucks it down on Penn State's side. Seven kills for Amaral, who keeps the triple-double warning light on here tonight. Lyon for Martin. Roll shot. And a point for Penn State. She does that so well. I know we've touched on that, but it's easy to look at her numbers and assume she just swings fast every time, but much more deceptive than that. Whittingstall is dug by Nathan. Here's Martin, another roll shot, and that's working. Back-to-back kills for Kennedy Martin.
And that's why her numbers are so big, right? If she's 6'6" and she's swinging as hard as she can, people are going to be ready for that. People are going to be able to adjust that. But that is going to throw you off no matter what.
Van Zant soaring in out of the back row on the overpass. Worden, a fastball, and an Iowa point.
Iowa doing a really nice job of playing just super fast tempo Penn State feels like they're just on their heels a little bit. Iowa needs to keep that momentum going back at the service line.
New career high for Alyssa Worden, 17 kills as Whittingstall puts it into the net. Iowa now with 6 aces and 6 errors from behind the service line. And Penn State, in case you were wondering, at 4 and 4 in those same 2 categories. Addie Lyon serves Marquardt. Back row, Van Zandt. It's an Iowa kill. 20 for Sharday Van Zandt. That's a match high.
What a set from Claire Amaral. Look, the connection off of a pretty decent serve. Drops last minute. Claire Amaral comes off the net a little bit, but that's fine because she's got that tempo fast and that connection locked in with Van Zandt.
Martin cross court, sharp angle. Martin's up to 19. Martin greets Emmy Selman into the front row for Penn State. Ava Faldudo also off the bench to serve. A little bit of a miscommunication in serve receive. Grimes keeps it up for Penn State. Selman races underneath it. Moisio, the bump set for Amaral, and Worden swings wide. Point Penn State.
Okay, so Alyssa Worden pulling back in serve receive. If I'm Penn State, I'm targeting her right now. I'm going to make her work really hard. If I'm Claire Amaral, I'm also going to set Alyssa Worden so she can adjust from her last attack.
Selman, a lot of real estate back there on Iowa's side.
And that's a really nice way for Penn State to take advantage of Iowa putting over a soft attack, right? Now, I like it from Claire Amaral. You got to keep it away from Kennedy Martin and Maggie Mendelson. But, hey, Alyssa Worden's your big, heavy arm. You got to send it to her when you need a side out.
Great dig by Grimes on the swing by Stojanovic. And Amaral digs Martin from the Iowa overpass. Martin, a roll shot dug by Varez. Worden blocked. Point Penn State. PI rankings. There are 64 teams that get into the NCAA tournament, but you really want to be in the top 40 because of automatic qualifiers out of the various conferences in college volleyball. So you saw Penn State at 31, and they're comfortably in the NCAA tournament. We showed you their resume earlier. They've got 4 wins over teams in the RPI top 25. They're going to be in the bracket when it's announced tomorrow, independent even of this outcome. Emmy Selman. It'll be fun to watch her in the NCAA tournament. Wins against Creighton, Wisconsin, Kansas, and USC. 2 non-conference wins, 2 conference wins against top 25 teams. And look at the strength of schedule, 11th. I mean, and that's where a lot of the 12 losses comes from for Penn State. You saw them at the very beginning of the season when they were going through an absolute gauntlet.
And I think the last time I covered Penn State was at the State Farm Showcase in Pittsburgh, where they dropped to ASU and TCU, I believe. But the thing is they are built for the postseason, and there's kind of this theme with Penn State where you want this, it sounds so trite, but you want the resilient teams, you want the battle-tested teams. As a coach, you want your team to be battle-tested so they're ready for postseason play. Once you get to the Sweet 16, all bets are off. You're playing the best teams in the country. You got to figure out how to win in crafty ways.
Kennedy Martin just picked up her 20th kill of the night. She now has 590 on the season. Great dig by Grimes. Selman swings. Amaral the dig. Moisio sets up Van Zandt. And a point for Penn State. It was a miss hit and a good block by the Nittany Lions. Penn State in front 13-10. They win the set, they win the match. And finish the regular season 18-12. This is the 49th season of Penn State volleyball. They've won 20 games in all but 2 of those 49 seasons. Sorry, this is the 50th season, so they're 47 of 49. But look at this drop on the serve by Kennedy Martin.
Look at the movement. I mean, there's no way you can be as technically sound as possible. Iowa gets the feet there, it's fine, but the last-minute drop with just the angle and the trajectory of the ball off of her hand, it's lethal. And then at times when she doesn't pop her hand back, back at the right time or the tossing contact isn't there, it will go soaring out. And that's okay because you just battled back for a 3-point win or 3-point lead.
Picked up her third ace of the match a moment ago. After the error, this is Jamie Marquardt, who served well for Iowa. There's an overpass. What can Iowa do with this? They win on the joust. Claire Amaral, very tall by any position standards, gets it done up front.
I like it. Middle taking it, Nichols taking it, but then able to kind of at least try to right the wrong.
Amaral 6'2", just picked up her 8th kill, and Emmy Selman is having a night. 12 kills, now 13 for Selman, and just one error. Hitting .375 on 32 total chances. Great serve there, but Amaral wins another battle up front.
Really impressive job from Claire Amaral. Again, we've been talking about Penn State's physicality defensively at the net, so it just speaks to Claire Amaral's ability to be that full 6 rotation setter.
There's an ace serve for Sharday Van Zandt. And Iowa right back in this thing, 15-14 midway through the 4th. Van Zandt is having a fabulous night, 20 kills and 12 digs. That was her second ace a moment ago. Caroline Juravicius off the block and a point for Penn State.
Juravicius has done a great job of just really settling into this left side pin roll this season, and she's done it just by being so crafty, again, building that toolbox.
Martin puts it home. 21 for the Big Ten kills per set queen, Kennedy Martin.
I mean, look at this. Everybody thinks on Iowa's side that Addie Lyons going to Maggie Mendelson, but Kennedy Martin comes out of the back row flying. No, Iowa's not going down without a fight, though. If you notice, Penn State can't get bigger than a 3-point lead in this 4th set. So Iowa doing a great job of battling, and Penn State, again, this is kind of what you want if you're Katie Schumacher-Cawley heading into the tournament. You want a gritty last match to kind of be fresh on your mind heading into the best teams in the country.
Iowa more than happy to oblige as Whittingstall aces up Penn State for the 2nd time tonight. Penn State started 1-7 in Big Ten play this season. They've almost been 500 in Big Ten play since. They've gone 5-6 since that start. We mentioned all the 5-set matches for Iowa, a national best 13 5-set matches this season. They're trying to make it 14 here tonight. Giving the fans on their snowy Thanksgiving holiday their money's worth, but Kennedy Martin doesn't want to see a 5th set. Penn State up 2 now after Martin's 22nd kill.
I mean, 22 kills. How many of these out of the back row, though? You got to treat this one like it's a front row attack. Claire Amaral game plan for Iowa is for her to read and react, come and put 6 hands, so a triple block on Kennedy Martin when she's up in the back row. So a little bit of a miscommunication from Iowa.
Worden is stuffed. Martin and Mendelson roof it. (19-16), the Penn State block having a massive impact on this match. Back row, Van Zandt. Point, Iowa. Van Zandt is one off her Iowa career high. 21 kills. Van Zandt watches as Claire Amaral serves. Nearly an ace. It's going to be a free ball, big time for Iowa. Never mind. I guess that's an ace, right? It was outside the antenna, but it was never returned. Martin cross-court kill. just never gets old.
Yeah, this happens because she's 6'6". Are you kidding me? She comes a little bit outside, so she takes a sharp angle, and her arm is able to come over the ball and go forward to floor. There's no way anybody's getting under that.
Faldudo with the serve, and it's passed by Allison Barrett. Fares swings, and Martin swings it over. Give Jillian Grimes an assist, but Kennedy Martin made something out of what looked like was going to be a broken play.
I mean, the score's close, but Kennedy Martin is responsible for at least 5 of the 6 last points to close this one out for Penn State. Unbelievable job.
That's down. Carmel Varez with the point for Iowa. It's 21-19. Alyssa Worden in to serve for Iowa. Lyon, the bump set up to Selman, blocked. Lyon the dig. Grimes swings it to Martin, off the block. Mendelson, dug by Amaral. Moisio for Varez. Now Van Zant, dug by Faldudo. Grimes sets up Selman, blocked. Selman receives the block, swings now. What a dig by Moisio. Van Zant's a roll shot. Faldudo is there. Martin down for a Penn State point. 25 kills for Kennedy Martin.
What an up from Ava Faldudo. She read this. How did she do this? She was stopped on contact, and she read and react. And then Addie Lyon converts on a quick tempo set. Iowa's middle blocker can't get there, and Kennedy Martin just takes advantage of it. That is perfect execution from Penn State. And you can tell every single player, not just on the court, but also on the bench, is so locked in right now and engaged. It's all about body language. If you look at everyone's body language, everybody is into this match.
And into the music, too. It's Kennedy Martin, yeah, it's all part of it, right? Well, we knew Martin needed, X number of kills, depending on how many sets this match goes, to lock up the kills per set title for the Big Ten, and she has dazzled again with 25 kills.
I mean, she's exceeded expectations that we had for her today, but I think she exceeds expectations for any team that she's playing, anybody in the country. She led the NCAA in points per set last year, and she's on the same track this year. I mean, you think that she can't get any better, and then this season she says, no, I'm going to just keep it going. And you see her toolbox has gotten bigger. She's more crafty. She's tipping and rolling out of the back row. It's not just using her 6'6" frame and her reach and her heavy arm every single time. She checks every box as a full 6 rotation player. 9
kills in the 4th set alone. And now on the season, Martin has 595 kills. By our research, so take it with a grain of salt, unofficially, the last Big Ten player with 600 kills in a season was Michigan's Lexi Irwin, who racked up 614 kills in 2012. And Irwin's the only Big Ten player with 600 kills in a season in the rally scoring era. Kennedy Martin will absolutely join her. The only question is, will it be in the regular season or the postseason? There's an ace serve from Jillian Grimes. And Penn State 2 points away from winning the match. What a play by Grimes, but she swings it over the net and out of bounds. Point Iowa.
Jillian Grimes, though, I mean, she embodies what it is to be a libero. She's got so much heart, so much hustle. She's the loudest one on the court, and she sacrifices her body no matter what to get the ball up.
Martin gets another one. She splits the D for kill number 26. And perhaps fittingly, she serves match point. This could be the final point of the regular season. It's an ace. Kennedy Martin and Penn State dance their way into the NCAA tournament.
I mean, why?